Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Not Your Average Josh, back here for another movie review, and I am here to review the new movie Black Adam that just came out, the new DC movie. Just saw it last night. Last night was Thursday. The time I'm recording this is Friday. I was happy I was able to see it. I was actually out of town for a couple of days. Had some family things I had to go do out of state. I just got back in town in time to see it. I wanted to be here for the earliest screening that I could go to, but I wasn't able to. And I was able to go to a screening last night, late screening at 11 o'clock. I got out pretty fucking late, but I really wanted to go see this movie. Going into this movie, I was interested. I was intrigued. I wasn't necessarily excited like I'm going to be for Black Panther, I guess you could say, but I was interested. You know, The Rock as a superhero, that right there just sells itself. And I do love comic book movies, superhero movies as a whole. So I was definitely going to go see this. And I definitely wanted to see it right when it came out on one of the first days because I knew there was going to be some spoilers already coming in. I already heard rumors about certain people showing up. And with that, I will say this is going to be a, for the most part, non-spoiler review. I'm not going to give too much away. The movie just came out, and I might do a spoiler review in a few days, maybe if I have time. I didn't know what to expect going into this. I don't know a lot about the character Black Adam. I had never read any of the comics, so I was pretty much going into this fresh, seeing what was going to happen. And I will say, I did for the most part enjoy this movie. It was entertaining at plenty of times. The effects I was a little mixed on. But I think overall, I was very entertained by it. It was definitely a huge spectacle of a movie. I guess I'll just start off basically with my positives on the movie. The Rock, of course, I mean, he was really good. I do have some mixed little aspects, some mixed views on where his character, just kind of on his character as a whole, I guess I will get into. But for the most part, I liked him as the character Black Adam, being the superhero. He fit right as soon as he's doing any of his superhero type shit in this movie. It fits. It feels perfect. Pierce Brosnan here as Dr. Fate, I really did enjoyed more than I even thought I might. I knew he was going to be good. Pierce Brosnan is always pretty damn good in anything he's in. But I just, I was anticipating it, much like most of the movie, and I really enjoyed everything. But the thing that really got me is when he put the mask on. And he had his voice change. It had this cool effect to it that I really enjoyed. And all of his dialogue I really liked. He has this kind of elder statesman in this Justice Society. You obviously you have the comparison of Doctor Strange, but of course, even the limited knowledge that I know. From what I know, Dr. Fate came around before even Doctor Strange. So you're going to get those comparisons just because there's been more Doctor Strange content out there, of course, with the MCU and everything. So you're going to get that, but honestly, that's not even a thing to me. I just really enjoyed all of his aspects. The magic, it was really cool, and the ways that he used it, the way he would toy with reality. I actually thought they could have used this character even a little more. I thought that there were times where, I don't know, he seemed like he was a little bit on the outskirts of what was going on. I get it's Black Adam, so he's not supposed to be the central part, but I thought there was some cool things they could have even explored more with this character. But overall, I really enjoyed him. You had Noah Centineo, I believe I'm saying it right, I don't know, so Centineo playing Adam Smasher, which I thought he was really good as well. Him and also the character Cyclone, played by Quintessa Swindell, I thought she was really good as well, but both of their characters were really kind of side characters more than anything. They were cool, they were a part of everything that was going on, but a lot of their characters were a little bit divulged to just saying these little nice one-liners that were funny. All the characters could have been used a little more. They felt like they were kind of divulged or broken down into characters just saying these cute, funny little one-liners at times. I thought their powers were pretty cool. I really loved Cyclone, the colors that came with her powers, and then, of course, Adam Smasher becoming huge as hell. Obviously, comparison to Ant-Man there, but I really did like his character as well. I just thought that at the end of the day, I wasn't as connected to their characters as I was even like Black Adam or Dr. Fate. I was just more in on their characters. But they did a good job overall. And I just have to say, I really thought it was cool to see Henry Winkler play the Uncle Al, the uncle of Adam Smasher. I really thought that was pretty cool, just seeing Henry Winkler in any goddamn thing. Is always fun. And then you also had this little secondary story going on. I guess I'll go ahead and just get into more of my mixed and negative aspects of the entire movie, because really all my positives, I've already kind of stated. It's really just kind of general things. I really did enjoy the movie as a whole for the most part. It was very entertaining, but the things that start to become mixed for me is the overall story. I wasn't as attached as I wanted to be with it. They do a good job of explaining the origin story, where Black Adam came from, these events that take place years ago. Again, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but there's these events that take place years ago, and it does give a good idea of, okay, where Black Adam came from. But I did find there was times where I was a little confused as to, okay, who exactly is Black Adam? Because there's moments where you see Black Adam doing stuff and it'll be in a certain time period, and you're wondering, okay, is this Black Adam or is it another version of Black Adam? Because the main thing here is Black Adam is controlled the same way that Shazam is controlled. He even says Shazam to become Black Adam. So it's kind of cool. I like that connective tissue there, because I did like Shazam as well. I really enjoyed that movie, and I'm pretty interested and intrigued in Shazam 2 as well. So I did like that connective tissue, but then there were times where I was, okay, is Black Adam, it was just a little confusing to me, and that's just more my thing, I think. But in terms of his story, Black Adam, I did like the difference in the anti-hero story here. We've seen anti-hero stories as the years have gone by in different movies, and I thought they did a little different turn here, where they really leaned heavily into the fact that Black Adam is really, you see a lot of the actions he's doing, and he's just killing a bunch of people in this movie. Like, I would love to see a video on YouTube, whatever the best one is, of the kill count of this movie of Black Adam, because he does not give a fuck. Like, he kills more than not in this movie, which I thought was really cool. I love the metal aspect of that. Like, just the kills as a whole, the violence at the beginning, they're not shy on showing blood. They definitely see the moments where they're like, okay, if they had shown this, it would have been probably rated R. But I still think they did it in a badass way, where it didn't feel cheap. It felt like they're still showing us some violent ass shit. And I really did enjoy that. So overall, that kind of really leads into the part that I liked about his anti-hero arc, I guess you would say. You have him, these people, I can't remember exactly the place where the majority of this movie takes place in. I'll put it up on the screen here, I'm sure. But you have these people that are really revere and love Black Adam, because they see him as a person who's kind of really freed their people from this oppression. There was this leader thousands of years ago, and he was enslaving the people to try and get this mineral. There's a lot of general basic superhero comic book movie stuff going on here, which I thought at times it was, it's like, okay, I can kind of see what's coming here, and a lot of that did kind of disconnect me in a way. But I thought overall it was all done fairly effectively. But in terms of the whole story of him being an anti-hero, and this whole, the people in this, I don't know what you call it, a country, a state, whatever the hell, a city. I thought the people, it was really an interesting idea for them to revere him so much, and really be almost cheering for him doing this violent ass shit. And I thought that was really a really cool aspect, because you have the Justice Society coming in and trying to stop Black Adam, which was another mixed thing for me. The fact that the Justice Society and Black Adam are really having this confrontation for about, I'd say, like, for me, it felt like about an hour and 40 minutes or something of the movie. And the movie has a runtime of over 2 hours, but it feels like there's two movies that really take place here. One being the majority of this movie, the main first part, where you have the Justice Society, you have Hawkman, you have Cyclone, you have Atom Smasher, and Dr. Fate trying to stop Black Adam, because they see him as a villain. Someone who is just, killing people, even people that may have done crimes, but before they're being judged. And I do like the idea of Black Adam basically having, the viewpoint, which we have seen before. There's a lot of cliche superhero stuff in here. That's one thing that I'm mixed on as well. There could have been a little more nuance, a little differences in things that happen along the way that could have made it more interesting, more compelling. But I do think, as I said, even though there's a lot of cliche stuff, it's all done very well in a very interesting way, to where, to me, it works for me. And but it works for me for the most part. But again, there is some parts where I stumble on. And there's some moments in the plot where I'm like, okay, would that have happened or is that just happening for the convenience of the story to continue in the way that they want it to, the writers or whomever. And that's kind of where the majority of my mixed feelings lie. In terms of the out and out negatives, this movie does feel like two movies at times. You have, as I said, you have the first part with Black Adam basically fighting the Justice Society a few times. There's a few times where, and it does feel like it goes on a little bit too long here. I feel like they could have cut that part of the story short and then got into what they do get into, which is literally the last act of this movie. You have this demon of sorts. I don't remember his name. I thought I could hear it. It was Sabak, I think it is. I believe his name is Sabak. I really did like his presence of this evil being coming to take this crown, because there's also this storyline going on where there's this crown that a bunch of people are trying to get. It's kind of one of those MacGuffins in movies where a bunch of these evil guys are trying to get this crown, because if you have the crown on, you're basically all powerful. That's basically what it is. There's a little bit of differences there, but that's the main thing you got there. And there was times where the whole crown did remind me of the ring in Lord of the Rings, of people trying to get it and being so obsessed with obtaining this power. I did like that aspect. It did give me the Lord of the Rings vibes, but but it did feel a little out of place at times as well. And one thing I will mention, the special effects were beautiful to look at for the most part. It was entertaining. Always a bunch of stuff going on in these action scenes, these huge action moments. But I do think there were times where the special effects did feel a little video gamey to me, particularly the Sabak character, I believe that's his name, the devil, the demon character that comes up to try and get the crown. I do think that his character at times did look a little video gamey. Like, it didn't seem real. There'd be these moments where he's having conversations with other characters, they're trying to stop him, and it felt a little just video gaming. I guess that's the best way to say it. It didn't feel like movie CGI, and so it kind of took me out a little bit. I wasn't as in on, oh man, this all-powerful force. A good comparison for me for this is Thanos in the Avengers movies. You can obviously tell when you're watching that Thanos is CGI. He's obviously a CGI character, but I think the way they did it with the special effects, it felt like a CGI that was in a movie, if that makes sense. And this Sabak character, the devil character, whatever you want to call him, he just feels like he's from a video game. And that's all I can really say. Just watching it, that's how I felt. Maybe some people will think it looks good. I don't think it looks bad. I just think that's kind of the thing that I got from it. That was really the main thing in terms of the special effects that really did get me. All the other stuff, I mean, it looked really good. I just thought there was that little slip up there. And another thing, there are a few character issues I have. And, I never like really doing this too much. I'm going to say it because I'm going to be honest about it, but criticizing any type of acting or whatever, I don't necessarily like to do, just because I know how hard it is to be an actor. I don't know how hard it is to be an actor. That's the thing. I've never been in any movies. The furthest I got was drama in high school. So it is always tough for me to just come out and be like, man, this guy fucking sucked. Like, I'll never really do anything like that. I don't like to rail on people. But I will say that The Rock in this, as I said from the beginning, I do have some mixed things on his character. I thought overall him just as a straight up superhero was good. It looked good. He looked the part. My biggest issue for me, and I'm not sure if other people are going to have this same feelings, my biggest issue was The Rock felt stoic and robotic at times. I didn't feel like he was showing enough emotion. And with the things that his character goes through in this movie, you do understand, okay, he's hurt by some of these things that happen. I'm not going to spoil it, but I just felt like there could have been more emotion with the lines that he said. There was times where I just felt like he was saying lines, or that he was being so serious that he just felt robotic to me, and I couldn't connect with his character too much. You already have this bigger than life character that is The Rock being the superhero, so you really need to add that emotion to the writing, and I think the writing was well enough done. I just thought The Rock he just felt stoked to me, and that's really the main thing on that. I just couldn't connect with his character too much. And then another character issue I did have was with Hawkman, and I wish I could say that I liked the performance. I really didn't like Aldous Hodge as Hawkman in this. It wasn't the look. It wasn't any of the action moments. It was just, there was some moments of line delivery. Overall, I really didn't connect with this character anyway, but there was just a few moments of line delivery that really was just rough for me. There's a moment, I'm not giving any spoilers away, but there's a moment where he's supposed to be having this emotional moment with Dr. Fate, and it's just, I felt like he was overacting in a way, if that makes sense. It felt like he was laying it on so thick, and in this moment where he's supposed to be emotional, he does have his mask on, the Hawkman mask, and I thought he may have just been trying a little too hard to really show that he was really upset or really emoting here, and I thought it was a little much. It came off as just like, whoa, let's just take it down a notch. I just thought it didn't quite work for me, his character. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to come across like I could have done better or anything, but that is my main gripes with his character, little moments there. But yeah, overall, I mean, my main thoughts are really the story. I thought was fairly lackluster in the end. I thought there was a little too much generic superhero comic book movie stuff going on that I couldn't quite connect with. It didn't feel real enough to me at times. And with The Rock's performance feeling a little stoic, a little robotic to me, I didn't connect with it quite like I hoped to. The action was all really cool. I think that was the best part of this. The action, the special effects. I thought this movie just felt like it was two movies at times as well. That also kind of hampered my experience with it. But I did think overall this was an enjoyable movie for me. It's not a bad movie. The writing isn't bad. There's some things, like I said, with the special effects and the characters that just didn't vibe with me very well. And that's really the main thing there. There is a post-credit scene. I'm not going to say anything, what happens with it or whatever, but I will say it's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice post-credit scene. It's one of the biggest pops I've had in a theater in a minute with post-credit. That's all I'll say about it. I'm sure people will go out and see it, and you will react soon to it if you are watching this video. But yeah, that's my main thoughts on Black Adam. I would watch it again. I did like it well enough. I was entertained for the most part throughout, but I did think this might have been one of those cases of a movie that's style over substance a little too much. And I don't think that's for lack of trying. I just think for me, a lot of the substance in it didn't move me or hit me in the way that they wanted to. But that's just my opinion. I'm sure you guys out there, whoever's watching this, will have your own opinion about it. I'm going to go ahead and give Black Adam a 6 out of 10. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Black Adam. I would definitely go check it out. If you love superhero movies, any comic book material at all, I think you should go check this movie out. And that's pretty much all I got to say about it. Be looking for more movie reviews soon. I will be coming out with a new segment actually soon. It should be my next video putting up. I've been really busy. As I mentioned at the beginning of this, I was out of town for a couple of days. I'm glad I was able to come back and see this in time. Early enough on, because I didn't want to see this at least. I wanted to definitely see it in the first opening weekend, but for sure I really wanted to see it in the first day. I was happy to see it. And yeah, I will be coming out with a lot more movie reviews soon. I didn't mention this at the beginning, but like, comment, subscribe, Snapchat, TikTok, all that fun stuff. You know, I post content on there from time to time. But for the most part, my content will be here on this YouTube. I appreciate anyone who is supporting this channel, liking, commenting, subscribing, just watching this at all. I'm just doing this for fun right now when I'm not working, when I'm not busy. And yeah, I just appreciate anyone who is supporting this. But yeah, that is going to be it for now. I'll be looking for more videos soon, and I will talk to you guys later. Shazam!